Toastmaster Aliasha, let's start. We will get the people online as they come.
Good evening, Toastmasters and future Toastmasters. I, Toastmaster Aliasha Ranjan, leading the Sergeant at Arms of Karachi Toastmaster Club, welcome you all in another exciting meeting of Karachi Toastmaster Club. It's our meeting number 905. Do you overthink? I do.
Sometimes.
So this is sort of theme of today. And I am quite excited for it. So without further ado, I would like to hand over the charge to the captain of the ship, the president of Karachi Toastmaster Club, Toastmaster Urusa Kaval. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aliasha. Yes, a new meeting, a new day, and a new theme. Do we overthink? I believe when we procrastinate, we tend to overthink. I believe when we leave things undone, we tend to overthink. Or we are just born with that. Born with that specific trait of overthinking. Whatever it is, whatever we are prone to doing, overthinking can become a disease, and it can become something that you need to get rid of. On that note, I'd like to take some introductions of our guests. I see a guest, Samir. Yes, Samir, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, actually, I also took part as a guest the week before the last week, but I could not attend the meeting fully. And I also stumbled when I was giving a presentation, so I was a bit embarrassed to join again. But today I have joined and to watch the meeting as a full.
All right. So welcome to the meeting again. And I
Thank
hope this time you won't stumble. And don't worry, even if you do stumble, that's part of the whole package. We stumble, we make mistakes, and then we move on. So we have another guest, Azhar Nathani. Guest Azhar, would you like to introduce yourself? Guest is okay. Okay, I think he left. We have another guest, Behram.
Hi there, my name is Behram. So this is my very first time joining this group. My friend from UK has actually suggested me to join this group. So this will be a lovely time to know new people and to know about the program.
All right. Welcome to the club, guest Behram, and I hope your stay would be
Thank you.
at the club. Would be nice and fun. So with that, I'd like to give a small introduction to our guests about Toastmasters. Toastmasters, an institution that was started way back, 70 years back, and by a man named Ralph Smedley. And he saw a gap where people were not able to learn public speaking. And at that time, way back in 1920s, he started this institution. And now, this institution trains people in leadership and communication skills. And we have around more than 1 lakh members and more than 16,000 clubs worldwide. And Pakistan is part of those prestigious clubs. So welcome to the club. And with that, today we do not have DTM class to start our business section. So we will just move on to our Toastmaster of the evening, a new member who has jumped right in. And this is not the first time he is taking a big four role. He has taken a big four role before also, and he has done it excellently. Please welcome to the club. Please welcome to the virtual stage, Toastmaster Naveed. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President. And a very good evening to everyone. So this is my second time that I'll be Toastmaster of the evening. The theme of today, I'll start with the theme of today's meeting, which is do not overthink. So what is overthinking? It is simply the act of thinking about something too much for too long, and it has repercussions. It is energy draining. It elevates the stress level, and this is a research that I'm talking here. It reduces our creativity and strip you your power to make decisions. Of course, there are some health problems as well, headache, stomachache, and apart from these things, we all are aware of that circle of concern and circle of influence. So better we focus on the items that we can influence and leave everything to Allah that is of our concern. We can hope that things will improve for Pakistan, but let's work on our circle of influence, wherein start changing ourselves. So with this, we have usual meeting today. So we have seven prepared speeches, and we have facilitators of the meeting. So I would like please to first introduce if we have grammarian Hiba, TM Hiba, can you please introduce yourself and your role?
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, as the grammarian, I would be making note of all the incorrect grammar spoken by the speakers during the table topic session and the prepared speeches. And by the end of the session, I would be, calling out randomly the incorrect phrases, English spoken by the speakers. And I would also be making note of all the interesting words spoken by the speaker during these sessions. Thank you. And telling it to the audience.
Thank you, TM Hiba. So the next facilitator role is with TM Azhar Khan, who will act as timer. So TM Azhar Khan, can you please explain your role?
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you are doing well. Today my role is timer, and today I note to every speaker. I note it down, and end of meeting I share with you who is qualified or who is not qualified, who is sure not qualified. This is my role today. Over to you.
Right. So would you be showing the cards, or how you would be
yes.
managing the time?
Basically, I should use some color paper. Then you will see my window. Then you will understand the green, red, and orange.
Right.
So shared, what colors would you be sharing? How you would be sharing?
Which color? Okay. 1 minute. Okay. Green, yellow, red.
Yeah. Good one. So the next one is Madam President, who will be our vote counter today. So can you please explain your role?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening. I will be counting all the votes for all the segments, that is the prepared speeches, the table topics, and evaluator, and the best big four as well. So after each segment is complete, I will open the poll, and you'll have enough time to cast your votes, and then the poll will be closed, and the results will be announced at the end. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much again. The word master. So TM Hiba Rais Khan. So TM Hiba, what is the word for today?
The word Toastmaster of the day is Dolan. And wait a minute, I'm so sorry. Fellow audience, I had
Master Eba, you're not audible.
Am I audible right now? Hello?
Yeah.
A bit
Yes.
low.
Okay, wait a minute. Dolent means a sad, sorrowful, and it's an adjective. So the speakers would be using this word of the day in the table topic session and in the prepared speeches. And I would be making note of the number of times the speaker has spoken this word. And at the end of the session, I would be calling out the number of times the word has been spoken by the speaker. So thank you.
Thank you, TM Hiba. Then our favorite listener, TM Latif, who is in Karachi. So TM Latif, can you please explain your role?
Good evening, everyone. First of all, my role today is as a listener, but it is a dual role. All the audience available and guest. Both has to listen the complete speeches and the prepared speech, the evaluation sessions and everything. What additional role I have is I will note down the sentences which I feel is unique and the best, and I will have a test for testing your listening skills when at the end of the meeting. So whoever will guess the most number of it for sure will be the best listener. And I might not award them, but for sure he will know himself how good or better listener that the Toastmaster is. Thank you, and hope for looking and eventful, exciting, but just don't overthink on the sentence when I deliver. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, TM Latif. So we don't have our counter and joke master today.
Toastmaster of the day, TM Naveed, and the joke master. Okay, homesickness is what you feel every month when the mortgage is due. This is the first joke. And why did the frog take the bus to work today? Sorry, why did the frog take the bus to work today in case his car got towed away? And the third one, why did the elevator say, so what did the elevator say when it sneezed? I think I'm coming down. I think I'm coming down with something. The last one, and why did the M&M go to school? Why did the M&M go to school? Because it wanted to be a smarty. Thank you.
Thank you, TM. And anybody volunteer our counter?
Okay, I can do it.
Yes, TM Sarche.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, my role will be to count the R's and ums in your speech, and I'll be presenting my report at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Saad. Thank you, Team Sarche. So I think that's it with all the facilitators. So our next segment is table topic sessions. There will be 8 speakers, and table topic session will be run by table topic master. TM Muhammad Asgar. So I'm not sure if I can see TM Muhammad Asgar.
Toastmaster Azhar will be joining in a few minutes. Meanwhile, I'd like to ask, or rather take an introduction from the president of Century Toastmasters Club, who has joined us. Toastmaster Azam, welcome to the club.
Thank you very much. I think in the start you said that I'm a president of 3 Toastmaster Club. I think it's Century Paper. Okay, Century Paper Toastmaster.
Century.
Okay.
Yes, I said Century Paper.
Thank you very much. Yeah, here is Azam, the president of Century Paper Toastmaster Club from Lahore. And I was just back from the office. I saw your message on the council group, and I thought, why not to join your meeting today and have another wonderful experience of joining and watching your speakers and learning something more from your club. And I'm looking forward for an amazing meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Azam. Back to you,
Toastmaster
Toastmaster of the
Azhar is here.
evening.
TM Asgar has joined. So TM Asgar, are you ready for the segment, which is table topic session?
Yes, I'm ready for everything. I'm at your command, but first of all, let me be very sorry. In fact, I'm ashamed of myself that it's just too late to arrive at a duty. As you know, as soon as Team Latif landed in Pakistan, you know, yes, well, we will repeat this story sometime somewhere. So, welcome all of you in the first segment topic session. You are supposed to speak for 1.5 to 2 minutes, and this is considered to be the second segment, but my president has just shouted at me that it is now the first segment for the last of 2 weeks, and I'm again ashamed of all these development. Let's come to the business. And the business is about inviting you to speak a topic. And let me see, I want to avoid the prepared speakers. TM, okay. Can I have Brahim 1, someone, Brahim 1, are you there?
Behram 1, right?
Behram, is it Behram? Behram, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. Well, it will be wonderful if we can see you.
Sure, I have to just figure out this camera and stuff. Sorry, I have to actually look for the camera and stuff on my mobile. So just bear with me and I'll just turn on my camera.
Are you there? Should I go for a topic?
Yes, please continue.
Okay. Behram, welcome to the session. I have never met you, never saw your name on the screen. I think you are a guest for KTC. I would like to invite you to speak about today's topic. It is according to the theme. The theme is overthinking. I invite you to tell us something about what do you mean by overthinking? When you heard the word overthinking, what do you mean by that?
Okay, so talking about overthinking. Overthinking is actually persistently worrying about topics which you cannot solve. So people have got different tendencies to solve their problems, but once this problem doesn't get solved, you worry that this might keep on pending, and because of that you just constantly think about whether this can be solved or this cannot be solved, and because of that your thought process keeps on working up. So that is my way of saying about overthinking.
Okay. Thank you very much. In fact, you have defined it for me. I was a little bit confused about the origin of this letter. Well, but you know, this led us into another question. Is it the which lead us to the overthinking, or is it the overthinking which lead us the anxiety? Samir Raza, are you there? Can you explain it?
Yes, can you repeat your last line?
Okay, you know, what do you think? It's the anxiety which led us towards the overthinking, or it is basically the overthinking which led us towards the anxiety?
No, I think overthinking is not a bad thing. Yes, negative overthinking can be a bad thing. See, when we overthink constantly about the negative things in our life, then we are more focused towards that. And like we overthink that what bad could happen. And when we do it repeatedly, then it causes us anxiety. Like if we have exam, we are constantly thinking that what if the electricity runs out during our online exam, or what if we forget this. In reality, none of that actually happens. But because we are constantly thinking negatively about that, it leads to anxiety, and we cannot perform well thereafter. But as far as positive overthinking is concerned, I think every genius mind in the world was overthinker, but in a positive fashion. So I don't think that overthinking is bad. Yes, negative overthinking can lead to anxiety.
Thank you, Samir Raza. I totally agree with you, because in the days of the exam, when I overthink, I tend to take care all of the things, or as many thing as possible, and which usually save my day. Um, well, but there is another aspect of this discussion. Some people, well, all of us believe in ghosts, but some people are afraid of their presence around them, especially at the dead of the night. People says it is basically overthinking which led the fear, or the phobia. I would like to invite Eba Rais Khan. Uh, Eba Rais Khan, can you comment over your condition? You know, sometimes we see the ghost, sometimes we heard something and we think it's ghost. Is it about overthinking?
No, I suppose not. Overthinking, fellow Toastmasters and guests, overthinking, I suppose, is related to daily situations of our life, and putting a ghost in this overthinking situation is something else. So, ghost is something which is related to paranormal activities. Thinking, overthinking related to ghost, in my view, is completely bizarre. And because a ghost is something which we see in front of us, a ghost, and we cannot overthink, obviously, when we see a ghost, because it's there right in front of us. A ghost can be in any form, in any shape, whether, as we see in movies, wearing a white cloth and floating in the air, and and a ghost can be in any other way form as well, whether it's an animal ghost, or whether it's some sort of a human ghost. So overthinking, in my view, cannot be related to ghosts, and because overthinking can also make us dolent, and a ghost, you know, we'll become scared, and that's about it. So thank you.
Thank you, Eba Rais Khan, for your response. It means I was deadly mistaken. I always thought it's my overthinking which led me towards the presence of ghosts, but I think there are ghosts in my home. It means it's not my overthinking. Now, the next I would like to request Mariam Aftab Kedwai. Is she here with us? Mariam, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm sorry, I
Okay.
cannot hear you. I'm
Uh-huh.
somewhere else, so maybe that might create a problem.
Okay. Uh, 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 should I go ahead with my question to you?
Please, can you repeat that?
Yes. What are some ways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to get rid of overthinking? What should we do to get rid of overthinking? What should we do to prevent ourselves from overthinking? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you for the topic. I'm also finding the ways to get rid of overthinking. One thing is meditation. I would say that make you relax, make you think in a positive way. And there's one thing that I would like to add. At night, all the things seems very big. A small problem that that you think at night, it may seems very big at night. But in the morning, when you wake up, when you think and when you see things in the bright, you think that, oh, what I was thinking at night was something that I should not have spent much time on it. So I think night or maybe dark, you should avoid that thing. Dark, night, and all those things, be in color, be in sun, the light that would help you in thinking more positively. Overthinking is something that is inherited, I would say. That is in me. That really create problem for me in making the decisions. But the thing that helps me is exercise, meditation, reading, reading newspaper, maybe reading books that gives you idea, seeing video, motivational videos, and other things that give you the plan and gives you the other options to look after it. I think that's the best way.
Thank you. Thank you for the response. Thank you, Mariam Aftab Kidwai. We are looking forward for your participation in next session. Azim Ali, I just wanted to ensure that if he is with us, so that I can go.
Toastmaster as well, I'd like to ask Toastmaster
Go
Azhar,
ahead.
the timing you were asking me about the timing. The minimum time is 1 minute for green card and 1 minute 30 seconds for yellow card and 2 minutes for the red card. So you'd be showing the cards. All right.
Yes.
Over to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you. Azam Ali, thank you responding me. I would like to ask you to share with us if overthinking cause sometimes happiness and sometimes it causes the negative, it creates negative feeling. What was in your case, do you think overthinking has ever brought positive or happiness in your life because of certain reason?
Thank you very much, TM Asgar, for this wonderful topic. Well, I believe that about overthinking, if you are overthinking about anything, well, the outcome, it depends. Are you worried or happy? Your happiness and you're worried. It depends on the expected outcome of your thinking. If you are thinking about something good is going to happen and you're going to think about it, so you are overthinking about it, then definitely your energy will increase. And if you will think that something bad is going to happen, then definitely you will be more frustrated. Well, it can go on both the way, and in our life we can't stop the overthinking, and but actually we minimize it through our experience. And how can we minimize it? Like we can minimize it through the experience of our life. And all of us have many experiences in our life from childhood to here in right now. So we can understand that overthinking did nothing good for us in the past. So it will not bring anything positive in the future as well. Particularly the overthinking, the age of overthinking is that it's mainly the child and the teenager actually go for overthinking as compared to the mature persons, because the mature person have more experience. Like my child in the a few days back, he saw that the boy in the neighbors got a bicycle, a new bicycle. So he told me to bring a new bicycle for him, and see, he has been thinking about him day and night. So ultimately, definitely he will have a new bicycle, but if he understand, then definitely his depression will decrease. So I think ultimately the overthinking can go on any side, and you can reduce it through your understanding about the life. Thank you, and over to you, TMS.
Thank you for your response. Thank you for your response. The discussion brought us into one point that overthinking always bring dolents, sad and sorrows. I want Saad Shoaib to at least tell us three or four things, the positive point of overthinking. Force yourself to dig out at least 3 to 4 points that overthinking is good. It does not bring dolence in our life.
Okay. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Asghar. So overthinking. I believe that overthinking actually makes us to analyze each and every stuff, each and every part, each and every action. That's one point. Number two, it's a very it's a very it's a very tough one, but uh, but but yeah, the one point I can say is that is that when you when you overthink, you you are you are very much very much very much very much very much conscious of the of the action that you do, and you want to improve from what you did in the past to what you will do in the future. So yeah, that's about it.
Uh,
Over
President,
to
do
you,
we have a
Toastmaster
time
Asghar.
for the President? Do we have a time for a last speaker, or should
Yes,
we?
please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay, because TM Azhar Khan is not among the prepared speakers, so I want him to speak in the table topic session if he is around. Okay, Samir Raza, are you there? Okay, okay. Samir Raza, uh, we are talking about overthinking.
Yes, I have spoken already.
Okay, sorry. I'm talking about TM Azhar Khan. Actually TM Azhar Khan was not there. Uh, TM Azhar, are you with us now? Because you are not there. Okay. Yes, now I can see you. I can see you. TM Azhar, we are talking about overthinking, and in fact, today the theme is do not overthink. And Saad didn't agree with the philosophy of do not overthink. He just described some very good positive points, and thank you for that. Saad became a overthinker. But are there people you, TM Imran, who are famously overthinker and they create problem because of their overthinking?
Sorry, can you easily describe it? Then I'll give you.
Okay. Are there any people, do you think they are overthinker and they are creating problem for you, for your surrounding, for your colleagues in the office, or for your family in your neighborhood?
Okay, you are asking me overthinking is good or bad, and which is good for the creative work. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Right now, should I describe overthinking is best for the creative thinking work or not?
No, you can describe someone who is overthinking and creating problem in your office, in your family, in your neighborhood, uh, anywhere.
Okay. Means overthinking. It's if I'm overthinking, so I can't think creative.
Okay.
Exactly. I'm on the same page. Okay. Okay. I will try my best so that I could reply with you. Yeah, overthinking. If you think a lot about anything, about any topic, it means you think very deeply. It means you never go the right direction. Maybe. Let's suppose I always think about my work because I'm a creative thinker. My work is related to marketing. That's why I think about the creative thinking. But sometimes I stuck in my field because of my overburden, our time duration, because I have to submit some things. So if I have overburden in my mind, so I never produce a good ideas. It's a common factor. It's my opinion. Maybe you agree or you will not agree with me. But overthinking, we should overcome to our weight. We have to manage basically our time. We have to manage to our time, and we have to distribute each and everything. Maybe every person has a very tough schedule in their life, but we have to manage all things, and we have to decrease our uh, our dates, hurdles and barriers which we are forcing to us the overthinking. So maybe we have to manage first time management, then think about the our second step. So it's my opinion, you should take you have to manage your time, place and time management. Maybe I think I described it. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. With this, I would like to end this session. The consensus is that overthinking always bring dolents. Although I failed to find the meaning of dolent in Cambridge dictionary, I don't know where this words was brought. Uh, but that is how it is. And I would like to say thank you all for this session, and would like to hand over the charge for the Toastmaster of the evening. Today, our Toastmaster of the evening is TM Naveed Aslam. You are supervising the today's session, so uh, to you, thank you
Thank
from
you.
me.
Thank you, TM Asghar. Thank you for managing a wonderful table topic session. So moving next on to our prepared speech session.
Votes and a time, please. Toastmaster Asghar?
Yeah.
Or
Yes,
you can do
please.
it.
Yes, I forgot it. Please vote for the best speaker right now, right here. Thank you.
And
are you voting the floor? Are you voting?
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
floating the votes?
Yes, yes, I am, and are all the speakers uh, are all the speaker all the speakers in time. Toastmaster Asif, have all the
Yes,
speakers.
all speaker all qualified.
Perfect, perfect. So everyone, please vote. Here are the polls. And now we can move on. Thank you. Okay, let's move on. Toastmaster Naveed.
Yeah. So let's move on to the prepared speech session. So today we have 7 prepared speeches. The first one will be TM Latif Mansoor Ali. He will be delivering his project, Presentation Mastery Level 4, Elective Question and Answer Session 3. The topic is Who Moved My Cheese? His evaluator will be TM Ali Asher Anjum. TM Ali Asher, can you please explain the project?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Naveed Aslam. My target speaker, a very dynamic, a very talented, a magician in the KTC, Toastmaster Latif Mansoor. He is on his pathway of presentation mastery, and today his project is question and answer session. The purpose of his project is for the member to learn about and practice facilitating a question answer session. The purpose of this speech is for the member to practice delivering informative speech and running a well organized question answer session. So best of luck, Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali, Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali, who moved my cheese. Over to you.
Who moved my cheese? This is a storybook which I got in hand a couple of weeks back. This is when we had my home club meetings theme, Who Moved My Cheese? Though I was in a mix from my transition from my Kuwait to Karachi, I was still thinking what it is all about. When I asked the Toastmaster of the day, he said that he was going through a book and found it very interesting. And when I read this book, I felt I should be sharing this one with my Karachi Toastmasters group also. What I found the best was it is a tool for changing life and the way to think ourselves during our work life and in our practical life. What it makes you believe is that you don't have to overthink and let go some things to find better opportunities. Who Moved My Cheese is a story of 4 characters having very amusing characters. 2 of them are mice, which is Sniff and Scurry. And the other 2 are little people who are just similar with their height, and by looks, it is like human people. What was familiar about was they were in a maze, and we can easily think and look what they are doing. Sniff and Scurry, they were particular about sniffing and going for their cheese. But for the little people, cheese was something, a metaphor which is used for day-to-day life. For some, it can be a luxury car. For some, it can be a house, a good job, loving and happy family. For some, PS5 or anything. But there is a cheese for somebody, which we follow day to day. And what happens when the cheese have been moved? We do overthink. We kept over-analyzing that who moved my cheese? This is the story which I'm going to share. So these four little people, little characters, every day they used to move out of their house and look around for their cheese. Sniff and Scurry, they find their cheese and they enjoy happily. But the little people, they do observe a many because they believe into many things and then overlook to have a better life for a longer duration for their future. They don't look for smaller objects. They go for a bigger goals. This is when Sniff and Scurry were happy of whatever they were finding. But the two little people, they had to go a dip deeper. They have to analyze many things. At one stage, they all reach to a cheese station C. Now, what happened while having all four together? These two, Sniff and Scurry, whenever they reach home to the station, they remove their shoes, they hang over their neck and keep it across very easy accessible. So whenever they need, they can wear their shoes and look for new options. These guys, the little people, they thought that this cheese will be here forever and they will be enjoying a happy life. Moreover, the Sniff and Scurry every day goes to the home and come back to maize with same enthusiasm. They used to smell the cheese and make sure that this is enough for today, as per their requirement. But the two little people, whenever they land over to the maize, they make sure they throw off their shoes and they enjoy the time, as this is what happy life. The cheese available is their happy life. Now let me remind you, cheese is something what we need in day-to-day life. One day, Sniff and Scurry were with same enthusiasm. And over the time, these two little people, they beyond lazy because they were following the same routine and they were assuming that this life is done for end. But what made them think wisely was that one day when they came, they find no cheese. They were puzzled that who has moved that cheese? By the time they looked for many options, all the corners of the maze of Station C cheese, they were finding it a cheeseless station. Haw and Haw was the name of the two little people. When Haw was over-analyzing with him, Haw thought of looking at where is Sniff and Scurry. Sniff and Scurry went over wearing their shoes and looked for places where they can find their cheese. But Haw and Hem were more overthinking and sitting towards at one place, looking for who moved my cheese. They wanted the same way of living. They did not accept the change. They did not believe that one day this cheese
will be end, and they might have to look for more options. After some days, Haw reminded him, where is Sniff and Scurry? They are me's. They might not think that much. We deserve more. That's what Ham said. And finally, they moved on while thinking that Sniff and Curry might be wherever they might be looking for that little cheese. They might not be asking for more. And this is what they deserve more. And while being at place, not going out of the maze, not looking for that acceptance that change is required, delayed the process. Still, overthinking made Ham realize that this is not going to happen. He is too old. By the time he was not having his cheese, he was getting himself weaker. This was when he decided to ask Ham that he can go around and look for some cheese if he wishes. And this is when they separated. Now it was time for him to look for the shoes, the running shoes, which I don't know where they lost it. It took some time for him to wear those shoes and look out of the maze. Still, Haw did not decide to move, and Ham moved ahead. When Ham was across looking for some cheeses, he was satisfied for whatever is happening, but it was not successful. It was not, he was enjoying it in plenty. But that change was acceptable because he was having something. And that is when he realized that if you do not change, you become extinct. Like you became the old people. So it is time to move and enjoy the change, adapt the change quickly. While Sniff was smelling the cheese and enjoying their day-to-day life, it is good for us also. When we are having a state of life, we should know what is happening around us. What is the change we need to adapt and develop in ourselves? Imagine yourself at Haw and Ham's place. If we are enjoying a place with a daily routine, a good life, and being asked to move, will it be easy for us if we are not prepared? Why can't we think of how this mice were looking at? Yes, they were not overlooking many things, but they were not over-analyzing it. They were keeping it intact and knowing it where the cheese is ending. Though Haw was alone on his way towards the new station, Sniff and Scurry found a new station well along before. The new station was Cheese Station N. Why I'm sharing this? Because I found this so interesting that when we have lost something, we feel like, okay, there is the end to this, but we don't try to move on with it. This is what Sniff and Scurry did it very well. Why can't we make sure to have that one change to accept and move ahead? We keep on smelling the cheese, so we should know when it is getting older, when it is out of fashion, and when we have to move on for new things. I found this story so amazingly that at the end, though Haw was finally arrived at station N where there is a lot of cheese, but he had to struggle a lot. It was better than having it staying at one place and wait for that cheese to end. Because on the way, though he was having joy of little success, little cheese in his life, but finally, when he arrived at station N, it was better than cheeseless station C. Now, this is what I felt. It is interesting and would prefer to have question and answers with you people. And if you can share some of your thoughts. This floor is open. anyone would like to share or ask question, I'm available.
Yeah. So, Team Latif, Naveed Islam here. So what do you think this whole concept of who moved my cheese is actually applicable? Is it for a better customer service, or is it for better processes? So what do you think the applicability of this concept?
Thank you, TM Naveed. Actually, what I felt, it is a better for an individual. And I suggest this as an individual, you have to keep this in mind, that change is constant. And why not? If there is a possible change, a betterment available ahead, and if we keep intact, and if we are better, our work, our profession, our hospitality industry, or make it any industry, it will be a great change because we have that acceptance of accepting that change. Individually or overall, it is for everyone.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, TM Mohammed Asghar, please.
Yes, you know, I heard about this book back in early 2000. I think it's published 7, and basically it was a business fable. I mean, sort of motivations. But do you think we can apply it in non-business environment? Because I tried it and failed it. What is your input?
What I have understood with that research and reading the books is each and every individual has that change possible, because this book did not end up with this Shaw and these 4 amusing characters. It then made that as a discussion where people shared that this is our day-to-day, and it's not one time that my cheese have been moved. It's been moved many a times. So what I feel is it is not for that one company or one individual, but it is for everyone. If we are accepting that change, that company won't flow down, that individual won't flow down, and I think everybody will rise. It is not more of analyzing, it's more of acceptance. This is what I suggest, TM Azhar. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask, please.
I have one comment, basically. Who moved my cheese? Basically, you know, the whole subject talks about change and change management. And any change, it comes with a risk. And today's theme of overthinking, you use this word a lot in your initial remarks also. So when you see change and this particular subject of overthinking, it's a real dilemma that when we think about change, we think about the risk, we think about overthinking. So it's not something that taking risk is sometimes it is very, very difficult for individuals to make a change.
Good question, TM Karim. What I feel, it is not overthinking at the time when the cheese is already moved. If we are in a process of keeping it and smelling the cheese and knowing what is good and new cheese available or what is new available for us, we might not be in that dilemma at that time when the cheese have been moved, or at that moment when we feel that had I moved ahead, had I done it, so we would have not overthink that. We might be planned for it. This is what I feel. And when I say, you don't have to overthink, does not mean that you are thinking it like there is nothing else in life. This is the time when you are at your workplace, or this is the time when you are at your own given time, when you have to just analyze what you are looking after 5 years, 20 years, or what is the betterment for your family after you. So this is what I'm saying. I'm trying to have this book available for everybody, and I will share it, inshallah, with the group. This is an amazing self-help book. And yes, it will motivate one and all, I'm sure. If anyone has any other question, I'm available. Let me ask this. Yes, Team, please.
I had to ask that this, I suppose it's the concept of this cheese, the title of your speech, and the character sniff and scurry. Like, is it very, where did you drive this entire concept, you know? Is it like very from your own life, or from someone from some place where you read it, or, you know, some sort of inspiration?
Thank you, TM Hiba. Actually, this is what I feel has been went with each and every individual. Yes, myself also. I am in a process where I was living with almost 16 years with same job and everything. And suddenly, all of a sudden, I've been asked to go for an unpaid leave for maybe 3-4 months. This is the time when I was planned maybe because I was looking for different options and I was sniffing to move for an animation or filmmaking or graphic designing at my own with my little skills. Today, what happened is when I moved on to Karachi, I have few contacts where I can approach and deliver and give them my contact details to approach ahead. So this is what, yes, it believes to me also. And for sure, each and every one, we all plan something and goes the other way around due to having the advancement of technology. Yes, I agree. So I would love to answer many questions, but I think I am time bound. So furthermore, I would just like to summarize this event with some of the main lines or main ethics, which I found it very interesting. Anticipate the change, get ready for the cheese to move. You monitor the change, adapt to the change quickly. Why don't we move with the cheese, or we are ready when the cheese is moved? Very important. It is safer to search in the maze than remain in a cheeseless station. So whenever we are in that field, we should look around and have more options available. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, TM Latif. Wonderful topic, very relevant and very famous book. Our speaker number 2, I've learned that she has an unfortunate issue of power. So we'll move to our speaker number 3, TM Kareem Meghani. TM Kareem Meghani will be delivering this project titled Visionary Communication Level 5, Develop Your Vision for Legacy. He will be evaluated by TM Latif Mansoor Ali. TM Latif, can you please explain the role? Can you please explain the project in detail for TM Kareem?
Good evening. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Today, my target speaker, TM Kareem Meghani, will be giving, wow, he's on level 5, Pathway Visionary Communication. His vision, his speech title is Vision for Legacy. Speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. And purpose of this speech will be, of this project is for the member to develop detailed vision for his or her personal life or an organization. The purpose of this first speech is for the member to share some aspects of his or her vision. Speech title, Vision for Legacy. TM Kareem, Vision for Legacy. Good luck. Over to you.
I'm audible?
Yes.
12 years ago, I was going from Damascus to Salamia in Syria, and I was discussing with one of my colleagues that what is my vision, what I'm thinking about, what I should do in my life, how you define vision. And that colleague was a doctor, PhD doctor in mechanical engineering, and he was my mentor in one of the institutions. And I was asking that, I really can't understand what is the word vision means to us. Toastmasters today, dear Toastmasters and guests, when I start discussing this particular subject with my mentor immediately told me, if you want to think about vision, I want to recommend a book to you. I said, a book? Just give me a clear answer. Just tell me what is the vision it is. He said, no, read this book and maybe then we can discuss what is vision. He recommended me this book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. Now this book, when I took it, I can tell you that it changed me. It changed me completely. This 7 habits, it makes me think so deeply into my life that I was not able to tell that what is the change I got it. And I wish that, everybody in their life should read this book once. What is important about this book and what is about vision making? These are 7 individual habits of individuals to think about their personal character, their life. And the second habit of this book is that particularly habit which talks about vision. Now, what is vision? I cannot go through the whole details of this book, but that particular chapter which my mentor recommended me for learning about vision, he gave me an imagination. Now, this imagination was not good imagination. He said, visualize your death, the worst thing a man can think. Visualize your death and think about 4 different people talking about yourself. I said, when I was reading this book, it disturbed me. I'm thinking about my death. I am sleeping in the bed and right now I'm dead and there are 4 people talking about me. Who are these 4 people? He said, think about a family member who is thinking about you. Think about a friend talking about you. Think about your office staff, people working with you, your colleagues talking about you. And think about your community. In his context, the church is talking about you. He said, what it will give to me? He said, just think about it. And I close my eyes. And I wish all my audience close their eyes and think about this particular thing. What my family will talk about me after I will be dead. My family will talk about my character. They will tell me, if that is my wife will think about me, that how I was with her. And if I think about that, I will remember good things what I did with her and also the bad things what I did with her. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the vision of a family. What I want to be projected in front of my family, what my wife will think about me, what my friend will talk about me. Another very deep question. My friend will talk about me that whenever I call him in a need, he will tell me, I cannot help? Or Kareem is a very wonderful person. Every time I call him, he will answer me and he will let me know that, what is his problem, and he will listen to me. What my work will talk about me on my funeral. My office staff will talk to me, who's working under me, and the people who are leading me, what they will talk about me. They will tell me that how good I was or how bad I was. This is the funeral. The person is gone, so they are talking about that. And what my community will talk about. When my community will look at me, is he helping the community? Is he helping others? Or he was never there when we needed him? Ladies and gentlemen, this exercise changed me completely. It told me so many answers. It told me about my character. And ladies and gentlemen, when we create our vision, we think about a character which makes our legacy. If you take any leader in your life, any leader which you think about, who is not here right now, who is dead, Nelson Mandela or Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Gandhi, these all pillars. Why we remember him? We remember him because their vision was their character. And that character reminds us also that what vision we should follow in our life. So ladies and gentlemen, beginning my first speech, if I want to make this vision, I did this exercise. Can you do it at your site? Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, TM Kareem, for a wonderful speech. Our next speaker is TM Ali Ashar Anjum. TM Ali Ashar will be delivering his speech on engaging humor, level 3, understanding vocal variety. Title is The Magic of Vocals. TM Ali Ashar will be evaluated by TM Hiba Rais. So TM Hiba, can you please explain the details of the project of TM Ali Ashar?
Yes, I can. The title of the speech is The Magic of Vocals, and the duration is, I suppose, 5 to 7 minutes. See? Yes, it is 5 to 7 minutes, and the objectives of the speech are, this is one, which is the purpose of this project is for the member to practice using vocal variety to enhance a speech. Over to you, TM Ali Ashar.
Am I audible to all of you? Okay.
Yes.
Childhood are awesome. We all want to go back to our childhood. And some of the major and a good memories of our childhoods includes WWE, when we used to fight with the pillows, and we portrays like wrestlers, and majority of us have a same favorite wrestler. Who is he? The Rock. The Rock. Rock or John Cena. Why? because they have very good vocals. They are not good whistlers. They have very, very good vocals. Everyone knows the Rock's mantra that it is a smell when the rock is cooking. And what about the Undertaker? He fights very well, but he barely speaks. So, being a child, I love his vocals. And that's why I like him. Good evening, Toastmasters. Vocals are just magic. Wrestlers or our teachers, our preferences are majorly depends on the vocals of the people. I still remember one of my teacher who is, when I was in class 7 or 8, he was in his 70s. He is tall like Amitabh Bachchan and have a gravy voice. And how he used to teach us? He used to teach us the formula of mathematics in a very peculiar ways, like sine alpha cos beta plus cos alpha sine beta is equal to sine alpha plus beta. And we all classmates used to follow his vocals, and then we used to memorize those formulas. I think he is a good teacher because he knows that vocals has a magic that can very connected to the memory. Whatever we do, whatever we say, it's create impact. That how we say things. Just for instance, last year, my daughter was blessed with a baby girl, and after some time, I get a chance to carry her. So what? As I lift her, she started crying. The mom say, Usher, please say something to her, and please start singing. What should I sing? I think something, a rhyme or poem. Okay, so that's a good thing. Baba Black shit, happy on the board. Yes, sir, 3 back board. And she, wah, wah, wah. She started crying more louder. And then my mom came and just, what are you doing? And she started singing the same poem. Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 back full. 1 for the master, 1 for the land, 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. And my niece sleep. So vocals have magics. Same words can create different impact. So I think we in Toastmaster, we all should work on our vocal variety. And that's why I opt that project. So over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, TM Aliyah Ranjan. Our next speaker is TM Wajahat, but I don't see him here. So
Toastmaster Naveed, Toastmaster Wajahat is on the road, so he'll be joining us a little later. We can move on to the next speaker.
right. So let's move to DTM Maria Ahmad. DTM Maria will be presenting her project on innovative planning level 3 elective water crisis in Pakistan. She will be evaluated by TM Faya Akhtar, but I'm not too sure if TM Faya Akhtar is available because of that electricity crisis.
All right. DTM Maria, could you give me your evaluation sheet?
Yes, wait. Just let me hand it over to you.
So, TM Rusa, would you be explaining the project?
All right. So Toastmaster DTM Maria would be presenting her elective from the Innovative Planning Level 3, and her elective is present a proposal. The purpose of this project is for her to practice developing and presenting a proposal. The speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, DTM Maria.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible and you're visible.
All right. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, table topic master, and honorable guest. I feel so overwhelmed by joining the Toastmasters meeting after a long time. So today the topic of my speech is water crisis in Pakistan. If the earth is a mother, then rivers are certainly her veins. 1/4 of humanity faces a looming water crisis, including the prospect of running out of water. Now the question arises, if the Earth's surface is covered by 75% of water, how can we face the crisis? So the answer to that is the water demand globally is projected to increase by 55% every year, and it will continue to do so till 2050 because the population is increasing simultaneously. Now the question arises, why the world is facing water scarcity? What are the driving factors behind it? The first and the foremost reason is the water stress around the world. The growing human population at the same time as the water supply remains constant. Given that there are almost 1 billion more inhabitants of Earth, almost 15 to 20 years. So this can be one of the root causes for the shortage of water. Now, the second part, why the water is not properly consumed, is because due to the increase in population, there is not a clear link where the water is needed most. Let's look at the triangle of thirst, which extends from the southern Spain to Pakistan to the horns of Africa and back again. In this triangle, you have around 2 billion people, and that area is facing water shortage because the water is present over there, but it is not clean to use and to drink. Since water is an essential element for every individual, so is for Pakistan. Since Pakistan is an agricultural country and it also serves as the backbone of the economy. Now, the water crisis in Pakistan has become a grave threat to the socio-economic factor as well. Pakistan gradually is transformed from a water-rich state to a water-scarce country. Why is that so? Because the increase in population, climate change, mismanagement of water resources, and mismanagement of properly storing the water. During the 1950s, the per capita availability of water in Pakistan was 5,600 cubic meters. But today, due to the grave negligence, the per capita availability of water has become, and it has decreased sufficiently to 1,000 cubic meters. So imagine how much further it will continue to deteriorate if proper precautionary measures are not taken up at the appropriate time. Pakistan's journey from water abundance to water scarcity didn't happen overnight. Indeed, multiple factors were responsible for such a sad state of affairs. Firstly, as I just mentioned, mismanagement of water system. Since the beginning, no government has ever made a water management a priority. The same country that was rich in water resources at some time has became water scarce country. Pakistan has only built 150 dams so far for water shortage. Among them, most of the dams were built from 1960 to 1975. If we look at our counterpart country, India, which is almost thrice the size as compared to its parameters, it has built almost 5,000 dams. But now Pakistan has only 2 big reservoirs, which includes Mangla and Tarbela Dam. It can save water for up to 30 days, while India can save water for up to 190 days, and United States has no comparison. It can save water for almost 900 days. Now, since one of the major factors behind the water crisis is the death of water reservoirs and dams, Pakistan needs to build water storage canals and dams at a quick speed, because it will continue to face the water shortage, and we need to have proper storage system in order to overcome the problem. Another factor which is responsible is production of water intensive crops. A lot of crops require high level of water. For example, 1 kg of rice production requires 4,000 liters of water. Moreover, sugarcane requires 1,500 to 2,000 mm of rainfall of water to complete the growth cycle. In other words, the production of a kilo of sugarcane requires between 1,500 to 3,000 liters of water. And another factor is outdated techniques and mode of irrigation system. So Pakistan needs to upgrade its irrigation system so that it can save water for future generations. Now, climate change is no less responsible for such state, because changing rain patterns and resulting droughts due to climate change are exaggerating the situation. Moreover, the rising sea levels due to the melting glacier and floods are causing fresh water to become salty. Ultimately, it is a compromising situation that water resources millions of people are relying on. Population increase. Though the demand of water is increasing with the population, it is estimated that by 2025, Pakistan's water demand would reach 274 million acre feet, while the supply would remain at a mere 191 million acre feet. So imagine how much water we need to store. Water pollution. Water pollution always makes water unfit for human consumption. Industrial waste, pesticides, fertilizers can also lead to water pollution if the chemicals keep seeping in the groundwater or underwater aquifers. So how can we overcome the situation? First and the foremost, we need to take precautionary measures at individual level. We need to consume water properly. We should not waste it. Even if you are drinking water, just take the limited quantity which you require. Don't throw the leftover water in the sink. Secondly, try to turn off the tap when you are brushing, making ablution, or performing such activities so that you can reduce the consumption of water. Thirdly, what government can do is that it needs to keep building reservoirs, dams, and canals, so water can be stored for future generations. And what other people can do is that stop throwing garbage or other kinds of chemicals into the fresh water, so that at least we can minimize the water pollution at our level as well as on government level. So these are some of the precautionary measures which can be taken from today, so that we can keep water clean, safe, and healthy, not for ourselves, but also for the coming generations. Thank you. Over to the Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Thank you, DTM Mahira Ahmed. So next speaker is TM Naveed Aslam. TM Naveed Aslam will be delivering this speech on the project Presentation Mastery Level 5, Prepare to Speak professionally. The speech title is Be Happy. He will be evaluated by TM Asgar. So TM Muhammad Asgar, can you please explain the project in detail?
Yes,
Excuse me.
thank you.
Before, sorry, I'm interrupting, but all the prepared speakers, please do speak word of the day, as I mentioned before at the start of the session, and no one did speak in the table topic session apart from me and TM Asgar. TM Asgar joined late, so it's not partially his responsibility, but do speak word of the day. TM Naveed, try to incorporate it in your
What is the word of the day? It is very difficult.
Dolent, sad, sorrowful.
Sad,
None of the prepared speakers spoke it, so like please try to
Okay.
incorporate it in your speech.
Okay, so this is the time. This is the time of the last prepared speech. The speech will be delivered by TM Naveed Aslam. TM Naveed, doing as the Toastmaster of the day, informed us that the TM Naveed Aslam is doing his project from presentation mastery. Today he's doing a level project from level 5, which is about speaking professionally. The title of the speech is Be Happy, Be Happy. But let me tell you that this speech is a little longer according to the level of Toastmaster Club. So bear with us. It should not be as lengthy as Federal Castro delivered it in National Assembly, or as Martin Luther King Jr. Delivered as I Have a Dream speech, but it will be a longer than 7 minutes. So bear with us. And for the timer, it will be around 18 to 22 minutes. If it crosses 22 minutes deadlines, you can intervene at any time you like. The purpose of the project is to practice developing and presenting a longer speech. A speaker is supposed to show as a skill to engage the audience for a extended period of time. It is supposed to be a keynote speech style. So let's enjoy the speech. The stage is yours, TM Naveed Aslam.
Thank you, TM Asgar. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I'm very glad to see so many energetic faces who are ready to move on to the next phase of their life. Whenever I met young people, specifically millennials or Generation Z, I find out that they wanted to get rich and famous, and that too very quickly. And when I ask them the reasons of why they want to get rich and famous, their answer is that they want to be happy. Aiming for success or eyeing more money are not bad things. But let me tell you, there is no direct correlation between richness, success, and happiness. These two are different things. And let me try to explain the difference between these two. Carl Jung, pioneer of spiritual psychology, suggested that there are 3 parts of human soul or human psyche. The first one is persona, or our personality, which we present to the outside world. The second one is ego. This is something that we believe ourselves that we are. These 2 aspects of ours are so powerful. When they get unreconciled with the third one, which is our soul, we tend to get a belief of failure. We tend to get into the illusion of failure when they get out of alignment. If we allow ourselves to be moved by material items and define success in terms of material supply, yet success is demonstrated not by material effects, but by wholeness, which is only experienced by walking in alignment with the needs of your soul. So dear all college students, a whole person is happy, a whole person is healthy, a whole person is peaceful, a whole person is creative, loved, appreciated, giving, fulfilled, desired, and compassionate. So moving away from these spiritual psychology, let's move to the main point. Is money or success is all what we need in our life? Is that all what we need? What exactly are these two items which are often used interchangeably? So first success probably that all of us experienced is that when we started learning how to walk, that was a success. You all must be felt extremely good success when you get into this college, as it requires certain level of grade. Now, most of you must be thinking of getting your dream job. Once done, it will be a success. Once in the job, promotion, money, more money, power, more power is the success. Few of you will be in the business. Growth, more orders, continuous growth will be your success. These things will give you short-term happiness, a feeling of goodness, which eventually fade after some period of time as we strive for more, more, and more. We can see that success is a process. It is not an end to itself. And let me also explain, success is not 9 to 5. Success requires you to work more than others and expect less than others. It will never come through any shortcut. It will always be in future, and hence it will always bring anxiety. Now, let's talk about money. Would we be more happy if we have more money? Or can money buy happiness? The answer is maybe yes. You can buy a big house, a grand car with money. But can you buy happiness? If we look closely, it's actually the spending of money that gives you burst of happiness. And once the excitement of new things and the experience of spending money fades, nothing actually changes, and you get used to it, even with a lot of money. Let me share one of my experience. I was in my late 20s when I joined my professional life. I was attending a professional motivational seminar in which one of the prominent Indian psychiatrist and motivational speaker was giving a speech. And while I was having a discussion with him on these things, how to be more structured, how to get success, how to be more value added in the work that I do. While we were discussing these things, he sensed my discussion that I am linking success with happiness. He immediately stopped me. And he started telling me stories about extremely successful and famous Indian businessmen who were very successful in their business, but not happy. So the central idea is all successful people are not happy. Now, what is happiness? Is happiness a product? Let's go out in the market, buy something, and we will be happy. Or is it someplace? Let's move to Seychelles or to Geneva or to New York. If we all settle there, would we be happy? The answer is unfortunately no. Happiness is when you have permanent inner joy. When you are satisfied and content. Happiness is now. Happiness is not future. Young boys and girls, let me give you a very, very passionate example. This is probably one of the best studies that I've ever read. And this is what I wanted to share with you. The year is 1938. Harvard has started conducting a study by enlisting 268 men. This was a time when the world was getting out of World War I. It was in extreme recession. Nobody cares about any compassionate or any caring for everyone. Those, as of 2017, as of 2017, only 19 of those people are alive, and they are all in their mid-90s. This study was actually conducted to understand the health, broader health trajectories in their lives, including triumphs and failures. Just giving you a background about those 268 people. One of them became the US president. One of them became the editor-in-chief of Washington Post. Most of them led a normal life, factory workers, blue-collar jobs, and a couple of them had very troubled life. You know, the results of this study, they were startling. There's a very beautiful TED talk delivered by Robert Waldinger, who is the current head of that study in Harvard. He has delivered a TED talk. Please do view that. So my dear students, it is not your IQ. It is not fame. It is not money that will make you happy. It is the quality and beauty of your relationships with your loved ones that will make you happy, that will have a connection with your soul. The outcome of this study is so strong that it can change the thought patterns of any normal person and force us to rethink our priorities. Let me tell you what else can make us happy. As I have mentioned previously, be a giver. Do not confuse giving with something that we do while on our way to our office or to college or to somewhere when we give pennies to the beggars on the road. Identify someone who is terminally ill but do not have the money to buy medicines. Buy medicines for them. without disrespecting a proud father. Educate his child and see the bright eyes of the father. Visit the centers for less privileged or people with disabilities. Listen to their stories, spend time with them. Do not give money to the orphanage house. Just go and visit them. Play cricket with them. Have food, order food panda. Listen to their stories. Relate yourself with them. And always remember, whatever religion says, your left hand should not know what your right hand is doing. What else makes us happy? Should be grateful of who you are and what you have now. What does that mean? You all are young, ready to embark onto the next journey of your life. Say thank you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you have studied in this college. You have studied in this elite school. Say thank you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you are enjoying the best of your health. Say thank you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you have whatever you have now. Enjoy the peace, enjoy the beautiful moments. And make sure not to forget the calling of your soul. Before I conclude, I want you to remember the messages that I have tried to give in. Success is important. We all need success. But success is not everything, number one. Number two, success and richness is not synonymous to happiness. Happiness is not tomorrow. Happiness doesn't bring anxiety. Success is always uncertain. In the future, bring anxiety. Success is not happiness. Happiness is success. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster. So that's it from the Toastmaster of the day. So I'll hand over. Before I hand over, so can I ask for the timer if everyone qualifies?
Wait, 2 minutes. Yeah, Toastmaster. I'm audible?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes,
first speaker was TM Latif. His time 19 minutes 45 seconds. Is on time. Toastmaster Kareem 7 minutes 5 seconds. It's on time. TM Ali Ashar, that's a very great speech. 5 minutes 53 seconds on time. Didi Maria, she grows little bit time. She has disqualified. 7 minutes around 40 seconds. 39 something. And
you have to ask if she qualifies, because she has used more than her allotted time. So Is she qualified, Madam President?
Can we go through the rest of the times?
Yep. Please go ahead, Azhar.
Okay.
TM Azhar.
Okay, last is very superb, lovely speech. I appreciate your speech, Toastmaster Naveed, but your time is 15 minutes 27 seconds. I wanted to show you the green and red card, but you missed this opportunity. Okay, but
no, but I think
No, but
I think the speech is longer. It's 18 to 22 minutes speech.
Yes, sir. He's disqualified, sir.
So what is the
15
sorry?
minutes.
What is the limit? Huh?
15 minutes and 20 seconds. You said minimum 18 to 22. 18 minutes to 22 seconds. Okay.
Okay, but President, yes, I got. I just need guideline because you know it's a rare speech. So do we need the minimum? What will be the minimum time? Because the guideline says that it should be between 18 to 22, but it is not specific about the minimum time. What will be the minimum limit? We know the maximum limit. President, can you intervene, or TM Latif, if you have ever delivered level 5 speech?
The minimum
Do you have
time,
any idea?
Toastmaster has said the minimum time would be 18 minutes, then 20
Okay.
minutes, and then 22 minutes.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, yeah. So, Toastmaster Naveed and Toastmaster Maria would not be in the voting, and we can close the votes.
But this was very well.
Okay. So the timer, now it's up to you to decide. I just wanted to, you know, take the guidelines from the Toastmasters who.
No, sir. Just I'm telling you time. It's up to you. You passed to all members. I don't mind. I'm performing my duty, but it's up to you. Give the cup of coffee. You can distribute to everyone. I don't mind. But I'm telling you, it is.
Okay, everyone, please vote.
Yeah, vote
for the best speaker. We have three qualified ones. Okay. Okay. 2 more votes to go. And I'm ending the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for voting. And now we can move on.
Yeah, so I'll hand over to General Evaluator. So, TM Sakshay, over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Naveed, for that excellent segment of the meeting. So now it's time for the most important segment of the meeting, which is the evaluation. And that's when I get a chance to say my own quote that for every good speech we have a powerful evaluation before that. So that's how important an evaluation is. So let's start. The first speaker was a Toastmaster Toastmaster Latif. He will be evaluated by Toastmaster Ali Asharanju. Over to you, Toastmaster Ali.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saad, the German evaluator. My target speaker, Toastmaster Latif Mansouri. As I already said that he is a magician. He is a magician with his vocals, his energy, and the way he tells the stories. For an instance, I also feel like that uh, I was just listening to an audiobook. His speech was marvelous. His eye contact, body language was pertinent, and being he was looking fresh, smart, handsome as always. So, and uh, everything was good and in a shape. However, I find something that can be improved. That is, when you are uh, portraying or discussing about four characters, so you can do something thing for transition or using a prop or something, and, and so can audience can distinguish easily. It, it the second part was of the question answer session. He was confident. He was very deep, deep, positive while taking questions. Although not many need question were not asked, but you did it very well. So, Toastmaster Latif, you did a great job as always, and congratulations for completing the project, and best of luck for your future endeavors. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ali. So now we move to the next speaker, who was Toastmaster evaluated by the enemy of uh, Karachi Toastmaster Latif. Over to you.
What you would have feel or thought to leave behind when you die. Today, my target speaker, Karim Meghani, really made us think of very uncommon, which we'd never think of, life after death, on what people might be thinking about our death, how good or how worst we've lived, in what situations we were helpful, or in worst come worst, how negative people will talk about. The best thing which I liked, he himself laid on his dying bed, but was smiling. So we all were thinking that, okay, if he dies, maybe he's happy. Have we made that much that when we die, people think good about us. So for selecting a title, Vision for Life, it really made me think more of your speech than thinking of my life, how it went. Now, where did you excel was first with the title, second, with the law of that book, which made that change. Because while I was reading the project, it said that a member has to complete this project by spending some time developing a vision. And how well someone can develop a vision lying on a dead bed, and what your family members, community, and to a large extent, your friends and colleagues might be thinking. So kudos to you, first of all, the way you have chosen the topic and delivered it. I will not go detailed in what went excellent, because you really have shown your worth of how well the parameters and excellence of speaking talent you are. Let me have something to have on to work on your speech. I suggest had some drama. Make sure that your mother might be crying and saying, my son was very helpful. He did all the good things and he did not even remember to give me his will. Something in humor might have add more gestures, because when you were delivering, you were giving a smile. So you could have add, okay, yes, I have to make a will. And this will end up with a message. Now, to challenge yourself, Kareem, I think there is one thing which we always want to see in you, is that expression. Had that empathy of sorrow, and then overcome how the joy of people can do. So make sure, while you were bringing those names, a little line of that, maybe I am visioning myself that Karachi Toastmasters believe me, or long life live with me with my name. So it's just like, having something of your vision would have add to this flavor of great speech. Looking forward for another speech, and over to you, Toastmaster General Evaluator. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you very much. A Toastmaster, a master, Toastmaster Latif. So next we had Toastmaster Ali Asharanjan. He will be evaluated by the ever excellent Toastmaster Hiba Reis Khan. Over to you.
Thank you, TM sir. Okay, TM Ali Ashar, I thought that you had a very interesting title to your speech, and the story you narrated was brought a smile to our faces, especially when you showed us how the baby wailed, cried, and all that stuff. Okay, moving on to the positives of the speech, I thought that you were quite effective and projected. You had good projection during your speech and were quite vibrant and dynamic during the time you spoke. You had a good pitch, which you successfully varied during the time you spoke, and it was quite full and audible. The voice quality could have improved a bit, because there was some portion which I could not hear, I suppose because of the internet quality, or I don't know. But overall, the voice quality, if you look at the speech, it was quite good, and you were quite open, comfortable, and were enthusiastic and engaging during the time you spoke. You had good articulation. Sorry, in the articulation part, you could have improved a bit, because some of the words I could not hear properly. Again, as I mentioned, because of the internet problem, or I suppose you were a bit like you were varying your voice. So that is why probably I could not hear some of the words. Otherwise, you had correct pronunciation almost and effective use of pauses as well. And the timing or rate was quite on spot, and you spoke smoothly, fluently, and varied your pitch. And the overall vocal variety conveyed quite a lot of emotions, and it was natural and very genuine. And overall, you are a very good speaker, as you have developed into a very good speaker and are sure are on the verge of becoming a better speaker in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Eva. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Heba. So the next speaker we had was Toastmaster. Apology. It was the DTM M M DTM Maria. She will be evaluated by the impromptu evaluator Toastmaster Urusa. Over to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. DTM Maria, first of all, I'd like to welcome you back to the virtual stage. You spoke with a lot of confidence, and your speech present a proposal. You gave statistics, you gave figures, and you gave them with a lot of flair. So wonderfully done and a wonderful speech. You spoke not just about the water crisis, you told us how water should be saved, what strategies could be used, and how things can be put straight. The project, however, was present a proposal. So, although you had a very good opening, you had a very good body, and you had the laid out some points as a proposal, what I missed in your project was a problem statement. Exactly what you were focusing on as a problem, and maximum 2 solutions for that. I saw solutions, many solutions, but not focused solutions. So maybe you could work on that and not have general solutions. Your one more thing that you could focus on would be hand gestures. Your content had ample room for hand gestures. You could move from one place to the other, talk about the different problems, talk about different points, and I really missed the animated DTM Maria. Other than that, I saw you were touching your face a little bit, so maybe avoid that. All in all, you had a wonderful speech from the beginning to the end, and I really enjoyed the statistics and the figures about the shortage, the crisis, the saving, the crops, and the agriculture. Everything that you brought together in your speech are very well researched and very well narrated speech. So best of luck for your next project, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Urusa. Next we had the 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 keynote speech by Toastmaster Naveed. He will be evaluated by the ever smiling Toastmaster Asghar. Over to you.
Thank you. It's good to hear that someone is constantly noting my smile, and people even can't do that nowadays. Coming to the speech, TM Naveed Aslam, you had a keynote speech today, and are you there, TM Naveed? Oh yes. Okay, TM Naveed, thank you very much for the speech. Keynote speech as a central theme. And in keynote speech, we talk extensively on a specific topic. You wonderfully fulfilled this criteria. You had a central theme, happiness and success. And then you dig deeper in the happiness and success. You introduced your keynote speech as if you are speaking a formal meeting. Keynote speech is usually for a formal meeting, delivered usually in a conference. So you did that intelligently. You engaged audience completely and anticipated the audience need, because happiness and success is everyone's problem, believe me. You had a well constructed content. The coherency, organization of your speech was great. The way you start the happiness and success and brought the Carl Jung, the famous psychologist, I think he's second after Sigmund Friday, and you explain its persona and ego, and then the way you bring out the success and the materialism, and then the way you want us to align success as a wholeness and aligned it with your soul, and then you define it, what is success, for example, healthiness, peace of mind, and then you went on to explain further about money and success and explore to find out whether money is important or not. Then you even dealt deeper by saying that the job, promotion, power, more power. It's a very wonderful way of describing growth, more growth, I mean, the successful. And then you went on to talk about the success is not about 9 to 5 job, and it is burst of happiness. The materialism is all about the burst of happiness and nothing else. And then you brought rightly referred the Robert Wildigon's speech. I think it was December 2015. What make a good life? I'm fortunate to watch that extensive talk, and it was really wonderful job. And then you brought some examples. I mean, I'm talking about the organization and coherency, the way you explained your central theme of your speech. It was wonderful to have that, and you are 100% successful. But you should have tell us what is your audience. We had no clue about your audience. Is it in front of a college boys, is it in front of your annual function of a colleagues, so that we can create a link between you and the audience. And your hand gestures were limited because you are having a paper in your left hand. Most of the time you are using only one hand, and we didn't see your second hand because you are heading a paper. I suggest you not to hold a paper while you are speaking. And lastly, what TM Latif said about the area of improvement in Karim's speech, try some rhetoric device, humor and drama, even some storytelling to make it more attractive to capture your audience need. Otherwise, it was well researched. You have done a wonderful job. Thank you for your speech. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Asghar. So now we move on. A Toastmaster Asghar have all the people spoken in time.
Yes, sir, I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So available time is first was Ali Asher, 2 minutes 30 seconds on time. Second is TM Latif, 3 minutes 44 seconds. He is disqualified. TM Hiba, 2 minutes 25 seconds. She is on time. TM Arusa, she said little bit, but 1 minute 46 seconds. She is disqualified. Sorry. I know you are present today, but now you are disqualified. It's a bit. Last is TM Asgar. He said very well. 4 minutes 7 seconds. He is also disqualified. Over to you.
Toastmaster Latif's time? 3 minutes.
3 minutes 44 seconds.
24.
3 minutes 44 seconds.
44.
Yeah, too much.
Okay. Only two members, Ali and Hiba, both are the one. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Everyone, please vote for the best evaluator. And in the meantime, I would like to call the table topics evaluator who is a Toastmaster. Over to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. So we had the theme overthinking, and Toastmaster Asghar came up with really, really thoughtful topics. The first topic was given to our guest Behram, and his topic was, what do you understand by overthinking? He defined what he thought about overthinking in a very, very succinct manner. Although his camera was not on, so I could not tell much about his facial expressions. His voice quality was really very good, and I think although he was on time, but I felt like he was a little hesitant while he was speaking. So maybe next time he can come and just speak his heart out. Very well done, Toastmaster guest Behram. The next guest was Samir Raza, and his topic was, does anxiety lead to overthinking or overthinking lead to anxiety? He answered the question promptly, and his eye contact, however, was breaking a little bit while speaking. He concluded very well. What I liked about his topic was he did not shy away from taking on the question. He was very confident while he was speaking, and he knew what to say exactly. So very well done, yes, Samir, and please do keep coming and speaking. Toastmaster Hiba Rais, her topic was, does overthinking lead to phobia? She had proper salutation, a proper opening, and a body. However, Toastmaster Hiba, you were not centered onto the screen, you were on a corner, so maybe taking a center would have been much more easier. I could not see whether you were gesturing. You spoke really, really well, I'm very logically, and you had very clear voice while you were speaking, very confident. So please keep coming, keep participating, and very, very well done. The next speaker was our evergreen guest, Mariam Aftab, ways to get rid of overthinking. She had a wonderful background. She was outside somewhere. She had a packed content, her signature speaking style. However, maybe she should try not to move a lot while she's speaking. Stay steady in one place. But she also is a very, very confident speaker. She looks straight into the camera. Very well done, guest Mariam. The next speaker was Toastmaster Azam Ali. His topic was overthinking creates negative feelings. His camera angle, I could not see his gestures. He built the entire content from stories around him, which was a very, very good idea, just taking stories from around you and building the content. His story had a proper opening, proper body, and a proper ending. He also had a very good blurred background. Very well done, Toastmaster Azam. Next speaker was Toastmaster Satchway. Does overthinking bring sadness? Again, your gestures weren't visible, but very well justified opinion and justified content, good body and ending of your speech. Again, very confident and very logical speaking. Very well done. Toastmaster Azhar, does overthinking create a problem? You confirm the topic. Toastmaster Azhar, if you do not understand, supposedly you do not understand a topic, just speak whatever comes to your mind. Go on, attack the topic. You explained the topic very well, and I think you were the only speaker who gave two ideas and presented them as solutions. So that was very spot on thinking. Very well done. Maybe you could have just added a closing that would have, made it a complete package. But we are a very confident speaker. Just do not hesitate while speaking. Go on speaking. So very well done. I think Toastmaster Azhar was the last speaker. Over to you, Jamil.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Rusa. So now I would like to take the reports of the role players. So I'll start off with the with the with the with the with the grammarian who was who was who was who was a Toastmaster Hiba. Over to you.
Okay. Hello, Toastmasters. No guests. During both the sessions, some of the interesting words that I came across, interesting words and phrases: sniff and study, visualize your death, and aquifers, a looming water crisis, into the horns of Africa. And someone also said success is a process, not an end to itself. Okay, the incorrect grammar that I came across. Ladies and gentlemen, beginning my first speech. Ladies and gentlemen, at the beginning of my first speech, someone said our childhood, we portray who lives down the lane, who lived down the lane, and why we remember him, why we remember them, and that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hiba, and also please tell about the word masters report. Thank you.
Okay, there were only two speakers who spoke word of the day. That is me. I spoke it once during my table topic session, and the table topic master TM Asghar, he spoke it 4 times. I suppose that he did not introduce the word of the day, did not tell it to the or speakers to speak word of the day. Although I did mention it at the start when I was, saying that the word has to be spoken in both the sessions. So that's about it for my report. Thank you.
A very bad member, very bad. So now Toastmaster Azhar, can you please give a brief report of the timer?
Yes, I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Yes, every speaker said very well, and I really appreciate to everyone, especially Latif Saab, and welcome to Karachi. And your speech very well, but your speech was disqualified, but you elevate time. I think you disqualified, no? Okay, your speech another time, but your elevator time is 3 minutes 44 seconds. You disqualify, but you said very well. I really appreciate. And Mr. Toastmaster Asghar and Naveed both are said very well, but unfortunately, they disqualified. What should I say? I mean, speechless. And especially DTM Myra, I think her speech and her knowledge very well about their speech, and she said, boom, I really appreciate, but she crossed the limit. The time of, so she has been disqualified. But everyone played very well. I pray for everyone. But, and I really appreciate everyone. Okay, over to you, Toastmaster Satya.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Azhar. So now it's the R counters time. So I'll just I'll just I'll just tell the tell the tell the tell the a total number of R's and M's of the speakers. So first it was Master Asghar. 13 hours and M's. A Toastmaster Guest Behram, 6 hours and M's. A guest a guest guest Samir, 5 hours and M's. Toastmaster Hiba, 6 hours and M's. A guest Mariam, 1 hour. A Toastmaster Ali Ashar, 1 hour. A Toastmaster Latif, no hours or M's. A DTM Maria, 5 hours and M's. A Toastmaster Naveed, 3 hours and M's. Excellent job on that long speech. And at the last, a Toastmaster Urusa, 5 hours and M's. So that's about it from the R counters report. Next we have the listener, Toastmaster Latif. Over to you.
So, fellow audience, fellow members, here is time to test your listening skills. Yes, unmute yourself. Yes, good. I forgot to mention that. Unmute yourself, and we can see some reactions also if you can switch on cameras. So here is the first. If I am overthinking, I cannot be creative.
Azhar.
Great. Presently worrying about topic you cannot solve. No, it is the guest Berham. Vocals are magic, are just magic. They wanted to be happy.
Naveed.
It's cheating, huh?
Happiness and success. Happiness and success is everyone's problem.
Naveed, Toastmaster Naveed.
No.
No?
This is our legend, TM
Asghar.
Mohammed Asghar.
Asghar, yeah.
Overwhelmed joining this meeting after long time.
It was.
DTM Maria, DTM Maria.
Yeah, DTM Maria.
I found out they wanted to be rich and famous.
Toastmaster Naveed.
Ghost is something related to parametric activity.
Toastmaster.
Wow. Alpha plus beta.
Ali
Ashar.
My teacher.
Please use the word of the day, Dolan.
Toastmaster Hiba.
Hiba.
Okay. Happiness is now, not future.
Naveed.
Speaker should say, keep quiet.
That's cheating.
I'm also finding way to get over this. Yeah, now I got everyone. I'm also finding way to get over this.
Latif?
Toastmaster Ali.
No.
Urusa.
No, it's guest Mariam. No, it's guest Mariam Aftab.
Okay. I tried.
Okay. Last, but I think this was from the beginning, someone said it. Thought, why not to join?
Toastmaster Samir. Guess Samir.
No, TM Azam Ali.
Oh. Okay. Good one.
Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very much a Toastmaster Latif. So now, fellow Toastmasters and guest Mariam. Now is the time for my own evaluation. The very one point, the GE must be on time, which he was not, and if only anyone can also evaluated the traffic of Karachi as well. And so that's my honest excuse of not on time. But the meeting was smooth. The table topics were quite exciting. One argument after another, and that was quite excellent. And then all of the speakers were as always experts, and also the evaluations were 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 spot on. Just the one, just an other point that please use the a word of the day, because that's quite important for 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 experienced people like us, and at the end, all of the role roles were were excellently done, and 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 overall, even though a low audience, but an excellent 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 meeting. So with that, Toastmaster Naveed, are you there? I think you aren't, because you just left out. So so Toastmaster Urusa, over to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. So now we have only one vote, that is for the Big Four, and yeah, it's on our screens. Please cast your vote for the best Big Four.
Ending the poll in 3, 2, 1. Thank you for voting.
With that, we're coming towards the end of our today's meeting. Before we end, we will have two votes, that are the Critics' Choice Best Speaker and the Critics' Choice Best Facilitator, before the general voting. So the Critics' Choice Best Speaker for today, which is based on the International Speech Ballot, is none other than Toastmaster Ali Ashar. Congratulations, Toastmaster Ali Ashar. And for the Critics' Choice Best Facilitator, it is our listener, Toastmaster Lateef, for conducting a very interesting session. Toastmaster Saad, can we have our general votes?
Yes, we can. So, 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 a fellow audience, at the moment that we've all been anxiously waiting for, the best a table topic speaker goes to guest guests goes to guest 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 a guest guest Samir, excellent job, guest or or to be a Toastmaster Samir in the future. I think the best prepared speaker. I think that's quite a tough option, but after a very tough race, it goes to Toastmaster Ali Asharanjul. And next we have the best evaluator. Again, again, again a very tough race, but the outstanding Toastmaster Hiba Reis Khan wins the best evaluator. And now the big four. People were like this. 19 piece होता है ना, like that. But the best big four, Toastmaster Naveed Aslam. That's about it.
Congratulations, everyone, on winning today. Today is another landmark meeting. Overthinking, which some of us, we all have our own point of views about it. So with that, we are coming towards the end of our meeting. But for those people who are going to be competing in our division contest coming weekend, which is on the 3rd or the 4th, best of luck from our entire club, and to those who are not competing or taking part as role players or whatever, please do join at that club, at the division level contest. I'm sure it will be time well spent. So with that, on that note, I think it's the end. And let's meet for the regular meeting. Let's meet at the same place next week. With that, love is.
Allah Hafiz, everyone.